Today we are working on some tiling. We have a couple little tiling jobs that need to be done in this field. The first one is right here. So right in that side hill is a really wet pocket to where when it's a fairly wet year, there will just be like a spring of water coming out of the hill. Even on a normal year, it just stays wet. Now, we're really dry right now, in a bit of a drought. So it is not wet right now, and this is when we need to take advantage of that and get some tile put in so that when we do have a wet year, the tile can help to drain all that extra moisture out to where it just is not soggy wet the entire time. So for those of you that have never seen tile, or maybe you've never heard of how it works, this is what it looks like. It's just this black pipe. The kind that we're putting in has these slots in the side, and you put this underground, and then in a really wet area, and all that water will drain into the pipe, and then we run it down to a creek. So this will help a lot with these areas. When you got places like this and all the extra water, it will erode dirt away and just make a mess of the whole thing. It just makes it unplantable. You can't do anything with it. It's just kind of a mess with that piece of ground. So we put tile in. That helps us keep it usable as a usable piece of ground, not just a soggy, wet, muddy mess. So that's what we're doing with this tile right now. We have the tiling machine out here. We actually tried to do this project last fall and ended up rebuilding both of those cylinders right there, because one time we tried to get the tiling machine out and one cylinder just completely went out. So we had to take that off and replace it. We got it fixed, brought it back down here, tried to start it again, and the other cylinder went out. So now it has two of those cylinders that have been completely rebuilt with seals and everything. There was a lot of oil coming out of them last year, but it should be good to go now, and we got it set down here. We're getting the tile rolled out. Gonna get some tile put in. This is just kind of an old belt, and it was stretched out, so it was slipping really badly. But in this position, it will run. The only problem is that means it will shoot the dirt out this way, which is not the way we usually run it, but I mean, it still works. So it's running now. We're getting the tile started in here. Hello everybody, it is a beautiful afternoon. Let me check the time here. It is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, and it's been an absolutely beautiful day. We spent a lot of time outside today. We actually got a little bit of rain this morning. It ended up being less than half an inch, but it was enough that it's just a little bit too wet out to do any tiling today. So we took a break on the tiling today. Yesterday though, a little update on how the tiling went is we did get one spot done, and then we have another spot in that field that we're gonna work on, but we got cut into that because tiling machine can't just go and set down anywhere. It has to have like a little trench started for it to start digging in. So we got that dug, and then tomorrow we will go work on that, and if everything goes well, we'll get that wrapped up. So today, instead of tiling, Dad and Papa and Granny went to Ames to get two hay bale rings, because the ones we have are just like old, not great, so we want some nice ones. So they went to go pick up a couple of those. So then Mom gets a call from Dad and says that there's a place down there that just got little chicks in. Like, Speedy just delivered them. The lady actually didn't want to sell them to Dad for 30 minutes because they needed to be off of the truck and under the heat lamps and eating and drinking for at least 30 minutes before they could be sold. So we weren't sure if we wanted to get any or not. Mom and Dad had decided that we probably wouldn't get any right now. And so they got off the phone. Then Mom gets a call a few minutes later saying that Dad has bought 25 of them. And so they are headed home with, I'm not sure if he was going to wait the 30 minutes or what was going on with that. But either way, he's going to be on his way home. When he gets here, he's going to have 25 little, I think they're Rhode Island Red. I think that's what was said. 25 little chicks with him. So we've been wanting to get some new chicks because the ones we have some older chickens. They aren't laying as well anymore. So we wanted to kind of refresh the flock a little bit. So we got quite a few now. We are working on getting set up for them. Mom got a little box down in the basement. We want some heat lamps ready for when Dad gets back. And the heat lamps are over at the barn. So Mom and I are going to head over to the barn and get the nice heat lamps. While we're over there, we're going to go ahead and get afternoon chores done so that Mom wasn't going to even come inside the truck because she wasn't going to be on video, but I made her. So here she is. There's Mom. So we're going to go ahead and get afternoon chores done while we're over there. That way Dad doesn't have to worry about that when he gets home. But that is the plan. Are they Rhode Island Reds? Yes. They are Rhode Island Reds. 25 little chicks, which is good because our flock is really lazy. And Jocelyn's like the chicken lady, and I make fun of her chickens all the time because they really do terribly laying eggs, which, I mean, it's been winter time, but still they're not doing a great job. So anyways, these ones will raise up, and by the time our chickens are fading out even worse, these should start laying. Should be good. Hey guys! These guys get separated off, and these are the bottle lambs. They get their own little feed in there. And I'm going to feed these guys, water these guys, get them penned in for the night, and it'll be good to go. Okay, we got them all in here. They are settled in nicely. They're already so lively and doing so good. They're so tiny and cute though. Good morning, everybody. It is now Wednesday morning, and it's actually about 11 o'clock. We are getting ready to head over and get started on tiling again. It actually rained a little bit yesterday morning, and it was really clear yesterday afternoon, but in the morning we did get some rain. It was like less than half an inch, so not a lot. But we're still waiting for it to dry out a little bit because it's just not been drying out super quickly. Please ignore the background noise. They are sword fighting. I promise they're not going to actually injure each other, but yeah, that's them. So it's okay. This is the kind of background noise is normal. It's okay. Don't worry. And so we've been waiting for it to dry out. It was a little bit too wet to do any tiling yesterday, but it should be about dry enough now that we can get over there and get started. We have one more place in that field that we are going to get done. then the tiling will be done, and I think what Dad wants to do after we get this tiling done is to kind of go into planting mode. We have field work that needs to be done before we can plant. We have, you know, spraying that needs to be done before we can plant. So we want to kind of we have some other little jobs like excavator work that we could do before planting, but I don't think we're going to be working on those next. I think we want to get onto kind of the planting mode for the year, which is always nice to get into during the spring. We hope to be planting by the end of April, and on a good year we can be planting in the middle of April. It all depends. We've had years where we aren't planting until the middle of May. We've had years where we are done planting by the last week of April, so it kind of varies, but we're gonna see what happens this year. But I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited to get into more planting content. And we're having arguments in the ranks. Stand by, we have technical difficulties here, y'all. Okay, the injury has been, the conflict has been settled down. So now let's move on to today's project, which is the tiling, before we can get into the planting mode. Before we head over for tiling, I wanted to show you guys, these are the hay bale rings that Dad and Papa and Granny went to get yesterday. They got these from a farm store, and our hay bale rings that we have now were getting really, really rough and just not good. But these look like some really good ones and should last us for quite a while. And then while they were there, they also ended up getting those little chicks, which they're in the basement as you saw, and they're doing very well and should be pretty good for us. We've had our first official, oh no, this is the second, like the third official quitting of the sword fighting by Lemuel this morning. So, and we're back to it. That's gonna be our fourth official quit from Lemuel this morning. They never last very long. All right, this is where we're gonna be tiling. So this spot up here, this corner, can be kind of a wet spot. So there's the road. We're gonna run a tile down there to that ditch. The other place we were tiling in this field was way down there. On the other side of that hill, a ways down there, there's the creek. So before we can really get started today, we need to get these tires aired up because the tiling machine did sit over here all winter. It wasn't at home because we were dealing with repairs and stuff, and we were originally going to do this last fall. So the tires are just a little bit, they aren't bad, but they kind of need a little bit of air. So we got a tank, and we're going to get that done, and then our catching abilities are amazing here. And then we're gonna get started. Getting along pretty good. Slowly but surely making progress. So you can see that the machine goes along, it digs the trench, it lays the pipe, and then it has those scrapers behind it that actually scrapes off a little bit of dirt to cover up the pipe a little bit, and that weighs the pipe down, makes sure it is seated nicely in the trench, but then it also provides a cushion because when Papa goes to cover with the big loader tractor, if you just push all the dirt on at once, it could, and there's any big dirt clods, it could actually crush the pipe. So that provides kind of a little bit of a softer cushion so that we can cover all this much quicker. And yeah, that's what it looks like right now. So we're getting along good. Machine's doing very well. Just gonna hope that it continues doing so well. to get this project done. Okay, y'all, we are making progress. Going around the curve up there, just got a little bit left. We are just chilling down here.
We were also really bored.
Some of us are really bored, and it is showing, okay? It is, you want to be traumatized for life, you sit in a truck with two 10-year-olds for an extended amount of time.
One 10-year-old, and that's Caroline. You're 10 too.
You're 10 too.
Yeah, but the bored 10-year-old is Caroline.
That got confusing quickly. So yeah, we're just chilling here. It shouldn't be too much longer and we're gonna be all finished. Papa's getting it covered up nicely and all of that. And yeah, it's going well. Okay, we are finished. Now we just gotta get this equipment back home. Alrighty, y'all, we are back from tiling. The tiling machine is home. Now we have very exciting stuff happening. We are going to be getting some tractors out for field work. We are going to be hopefully starting some field work today, which is just wonderful. That's when it really starts to feel like spring and like you're working towards planting and all of that. So the plan is we actually just got back from going up to the river bottom, which, if you're following along, is the ground that we are renting. And we planted it last year. We got done planting it at the last week of April. We had gotten in and managed to beat this nice little rain, got it planted, got the perfect little shower on it. It was growing, it looked beautiful. We planted it early. It was doing so good. It was planted in beans. And then the third week of May, we had a big flood and it just absolutely washed all the beans out and it was a total loss. It was so wet we could not replant it. So over the summer and all, it had just, you know, wild weeds grow up in there, and so it needs quite a bit of work before it's going to be ready for planting. So we want to get up there and get that. We want to take the 91 up there with the disc ripper, which is a nice deep ripper, and just go up there and rip that ground up. And we'd hope to get it done before this weekend because we have rain coming in. So if we can rip it up and then have the rain come in, and that way the rain can all soak down into the ground nicely, that's our goal. But also what we're going to be working on this afternoon is we're going to get that V ripper out there, hooked to the 81, and then that's going to go around to like the roads in the fields where when we're hauling grain out of the field, or you know, places that get driven on a lot like that, it gets really packed down, then the crop won't grow there as well. So we're going to take this ripper and take that around to the packed spots and just rip it up so that it doesn't get too compact. So that's kind of our plan right now, and then we're going to get the 91 out, get it hooked to the disc ripper, get that all ready to go, and then hopefully get a nice early start with that tomorrow. Okay, we are going to put some new points on the V-Ripper here. these points that we're going to be putting on, we have used before, but last fall we were trying to do some V-ripping. Nothing was working. The ground was just too dry, but we had switched out points to try these old ones just in case these did better, but they didn't. It was just way too dry. But now we're going to be putting the newer points back on. Okay, we gotta put this kind of hitch on it before we can hook it up. We just watch a pro at work here.
I am very pro. I've done this like 2 times in my career. I know what I'm doing. I do not know how to do this thing. I do this every fall and I still forget how to do it. I think it goes like this. Just don't.
Okay, we got that hitch put on. We're gonna take a little break now and go down and get some supper. And then we're gonna come back out, and we actually have to load pigs this afternoon. So we took 1 load of pigs, the first load of pigs out of these houses last week. I didn't record that though. There just wasn't much to record, and we didn't actually do much. The crew that loads for us really did all of it, so yeah, there wasn't a lot to record. And the first load is always kind of the most difficult because that's when the buildings are tightest and you have to sort stuff off, and it's just tougher. So anyways, we have a load of pigs going out at 6 o'clock tonight, so we're gonna go eat some supper, come out here, get the tractor situated, then go and load pigs. This load was actually supposed to be at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, but they changed it to tonight, which I'm very glad about because I did not want to wake up early tomorrow morning. So yeah, that's the plan. Papa's going with the V-ripper. Gonna get some supper, which is sounding amazing because I'm starving, and then gonna get back to work. Alrighty, y'all, we are back from supper. It was delicious, and now we are going to get the 91 hooked up to this right here, the disc chisel. So it's got discs, and then it also has like V-rippers here. So this is what we're gonna be using, and we're gonna get it started on the river bottom early tomorrow morning. Okay, we got that little disc out of the way so that we can actually hook up to this now. See how this goes. Well, just tried to pick it up with some hydraulics, and a fountain of hydraulic oil came shooting out, so that is not ideal. Okay, little update for y'all here. We're calling it a day. We had a good day tiling and all that, and we stayed pretty busy all day. It turns out with the hog loading, we did not have to go down there because the crew that helps us load has 3 people this time instead of 2. so they got it covered and there's not much for us to do, so we really don't have to stay out here for that. So then the hydraulic hose busted, which is going to be a bit of a pain to get repaired, so instead of starting on that this evening, we are going to just get to work on that tomorrow morning. Also, my hair looks crazy, sorry about that, just ignore that for right now, please. And yeah, that's about it for today. So it has been a good day though. Didn't end wonderfully because we now have a new breakdown to fix tomorrow, but we will get that tomorrow. And that is going to be about it for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.